Here we have Polygon symbol MATIC versus the dollar. And let's just go over a general overview on this one, as we do see that certainly our 220 target was met. The bounce from it is so far getting pretty faded. It looks like I'm not a humongous fan of this bounce thus far, and it'll be completely negated. And I would be looking for 180 targets to 185 targets on a closing lower low than what you saw on the 5th of January, which was 2 days ago now. And I could even use a full hour in this case as well, most likely. But for right now, I would be looking for a short-term bounce. I would give the $2 region a chance to hold. And to be fair, it is actually not even broken the 220-ish region that we were speaking about, the 55 right here essentially. So if you do see today close back above, especially the 55, which is just below 220, actually it's not exactly 220, it's more like 217 or so, then I would say that, hey, here's very likely your next major higher low. We see the same thing over here, low BBWP coming into that low, and we do see that we would have hidden bullish evidence on this higher low as well. Problem is that if you do start to trade below this region, and especially close below that region, either on a 4-hour closing lower low than the 5th of January, or just a daily closing low like here or lower, just basically anywhere below 215 would probably do it for me. I would be looking for the next leg down somewhere around the 21 in this case, which is about 180 to 185 or so. And that is a relevant target, seeing as you do have multiple drives of bearish evidence come off that last high. So I do think that that is still relevant right there for the next drive if you do fulfill that criteria. So understand the validation and invalidation conditions. Until then, it's actually still holding up as one of the better charts, to be fair. The monthly is, I mean, this is still long-term good as far as I'm concerned. The question is, do we come a little bit lower first or not? The monthly says probably okay long term, to be fair. I do want to check out momentum over here just to see, and then I did not do a full overview of the higher term time frame, so maybe we do that as well. 4 hours freshly turning down below 210, so that is a little bit more problematic short term, but I do think that well, at least let's see the daily. Yeah, the daily is coming down really hard right there at 255. 5-day is also freshly down below 250, and weekly is going to be freshly down below 230. So this one, I think at best is going to be going sideways for a while, which makes sense. I mean, we did hit our $3 target, which was a major target. So you do kind of expect, long-term consolidations after something like that. In this case, that probably aligns with like a few weeks at least. If we go back down to a short-term time frame over here, I'm just curious, do we see anything that's obvious right now? Yeah, we will start to build some bullish evidence on a 4-hour, and you'd even have 3 drives of this as well. Problem is that you need to confirm a local low here first. So you don't have a local low just yet. How would you confirm a local low? I'd want to see a 4-hour back above basically that 219 to 220-ish region. At that point, you probably do see a run, actually probably a nice run back up to 240. Your obvious bear trap situation, like let's say we get a bit of a V bottom, or not necessarily V bottom, but a bit of a bear trap. Where do you get that confirmed, and where does this thing start to look actually quite good for a major low being put in right here? That would be this last lower high, 228. Just anywhere above there would look phenomenal, actually. So the hopium is that you're going to do something like this, kind of in line with my LARP lines down here. You might see a slightly closing lower low than that, and then pop back up, and then back above this region right here. That would be really good. And looking for moves back up towards $2.50. Still probably trade sideways in a range for a while, but that would be a very healthy range and imply long-term continuation still to our much more long-term targets, of which months down the road, assuming that this all holds to fruition, probably still looking at somewhere around about I guess $3.5 to $3.5 to $4 would be the next like major areas to the upside after that. But until then, short-term corrective alongside the rest of the market. And this would be one of the ones that I really want to be aware of if and when Bitcoin does get its next major bounce. So this one's probably going to bounce pretty damn heftily as well. It's just been one of the more strong ones. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for MATIC. If I'm looking at the 2-day, by the way, I do think that it will come at least for one more swipe of like $2 or so. So there you go. And hopefully that was helpful, man.